because I went through a lot of my life trying to be normal. And like, it was a really big deal for me for a long time that people thought that I was very much so normal. And that bothered me after a while. And I started to feel like people didn't really understand me or see me, and it's like I wasn't really trying to show anything.
Asking me about secret homosexuality.
So should people be aware cameras are on? Like, cameras are on?
Jaden Smith is gay.
The earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender.
I don't want to excuse fashion and being eclectic. Something is not right. He's trying to drown himself to be eclectic, but there's something lost in the eclecticness. I can see.
Y'all, it looks like Jaden Smith may be the latest celebrity child to jump on the transgender trend. He's previously said that he doesn't really subscribe to the idea of only two genders and has described himself as gender fluid, but now there are reports suggesting he could be considering a full transition. And honestly, we're all pretty used to Jaden doing unexpected things. A lot of people don't even take him seriously these days, but this is where things start getting strange. And this part comes directly from Katt Williams. Have you noticed that so many major Hollywood stars now seem to have a trans or non-binary child? Katt says that's no coincidence. He claims it's part of a contract, something these celebrities have to give up in order to keep their place in the industry. So does that mean Will and Jada somehow sacrificed Jaden? What really happened inside the Smith household that led him down this path? Or was there something much darker going on behind closed doors? Well, let's dive into it.
Being yourself, being weird.
What a sick, masochistic lion.
So the speculation is growing that Jaden Smith could be preparing for some form of gender transition. And here's the thing. He's been leaving clues for quite some time. First, his fashion choices became increasingly feminine. Then there were a few viral moments that had people talking. Like the time he was seen at Coachella embracing Justin Bieber from behind. But that wasn't all. Jaden also began saying in interviews that he doesn't really identify strictly as a he or a she, but instead sees himself as gender fluid. In fact, he told Huffington Post that he doesn't even want to be labeled as human because he doesn't fit into human standards that were created before he was born. Whatever that's supposed to mean. And if you remember, back in 2016, Jaden actually appeared in a women's fashion campaign and became the face of Louis Vuitton's women's wear collection. Now look, maybe Jaden is simply too wealthy, too bored, and far too spoiled. Honestly, this is what can happen when everything is handed to you on a silver platter, and you're raised believing you're the most extraordinary person in every room. But this is where things start to get unsettling. There's another theory, a much darker one, that some people believe explains why Jaden ended up this way. And it ties into the so-called ritual trans agenda that Katt Williams has spoken about. When Katt appeared on Joe Rogan and discussed the controversy surrounding men wearing dresses, he argued that people were missing the bigger picture. According to Katt, this goes far beyond men simply wearing women's clothing. He believes there's something far more occult and ritualistic behind it.
Years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. It wasn't because I was a prophet. It's just I had gotten so much information that I understood that things are secular. So I understood that the earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender. And so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ass ring.
Really?
And it said both of those things, so I knew that both of those things would become popular.
Now, you don't have to agree with Katt on the whole Baphomet ritual theory, but you have to admit that something unusual seems to be happening in Hollywood. Because honestly, how do you explain this? Only about 1% of adults worldwide identify as transgender, while roughly 2% identify as non-binary, gender non-conforming, or gender fluid. That's a very small portion of the population. Yet in Hollywood, it feels like every other celebrity has a trans or non-binary child. So what's really happening? Is it simply that celebrity kids are so privileged that they constantly need to feel unique and different? Or is there something more troubling taking place behind the scenes in these Hollywood families? One theory making the rounds is that major celebrities are actually required to sign agreements to raise one of their children as trans. Remember when Dwayne Wade's ex-wife alleged that he made a deal with Disney to raise his son Zion, now known as Zaya, as transgender? She even claimed that Dwayne told her Disney and other companies were offering endorsement opportunities if Zaya went forward with gender reassignment surgery. Now, you could argue that the motivation is purely financial. Or you could take Katt Williams' view and believe that something deeper, something occult and ritualistic is involved. Either way, many people feel that something happens to these celebrity children. So let's get back to Jaden, because there are some troubling claims surrounding the way he was raised. Even Will himself has admitted in the past that he may have gone too far in treating Jaden like an adult rather than a child. You see, Will and Jada have never believed in raising children through strict structure and discipline. Will explained that he and Jada believe in respecting their children the same way they would respect any other individual. In African American households, stemming from the legacy of slavery, there's often a concept that children are property. Will said he added that he and Jada chose to break away from that mindset with their kids. According to Will, they never even told their children they had to clean their rooms, because you wouldn't tell a fully grown adult to clean their room. But here's the issue. Both Jaden and Willow have criticized their parents for giving them too much freedom and pushing them into the public eye long before they were ready for it.
Normal human if you can't go out into the world. You and Daddy never told us really what type of world you guys came from.
Yeah.
We just thought that you guys just sprouted up out of the ground.
Yeah.
And just...
Yeah. Like, really terrible experience, which is.
And Willow later revealed that there was a period when she became so depressed that she started hurting herself, and Jada never even realized what was going on.
Music, and like, it was just so crazy, and I was just like plunged into this like black hole. And I was like cutting myself.
What?
Yeah, and doing crazy things.
Really? When were you cutting yourself? I didn't see that part.
Like a long time ago.
Cutting yourself where?
On my wrist. I mean, you can't even see it, but like, there's still a little something there, but like, totally lost my sanity for a moment there.
Wow.
And to make matters even more shocking, Jada blamed the whole situation on her own upbringing and said that she simply didn't know any better.
We all are coming into parenting with our own childhood traumas, and you can't. Your kids are gonna have their burdens. And even though I see how it might have hurt you, it's what.
But fans didn't have much sympathy for Will and Jada, especially after that whole entanglement situation. Jada literally got involved with Jaden's friend August Alsina while he was struggling mentally and emotionally. And instead of acknowledging how inappropriate the situation looked, she doubled down and insisted that she had to do what she felt was best for herself.
Important, in all honesty, for a daughter for your kids, to have the opportunity to see their parents and listen to their parents talk about different stages.
As for Jaden, a lot of fans believe his rebellious behavior started at a young age and that his desire to become emancipated at 15 was directly tied to the way Will and Jada raised him. But then things took an even darker turn when Jaguar Wright made a series of explosive allegations about Will and Jada, claiming that both of them had engaged in disturbing behavior involving other young men they'd taken under their wing.
In their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bashir Gray left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed help.
Hey, man.
And that was they kids' friend.
And Jaguar also said that she feels sorry for Jaden and Willow because, in her view, they must have been exposed to some very strange things while growing up in that household.
He's kind of MIA. And considering that he emancipated from their household at 16 and refused to come back, even to do family interviews. You know?
Yeah.
Willow's just kind of, she's dope. Too much happened in that house. Too much shit happened in that house. And meanwhile, I go to jail for defending my child, and these don't even get a CPS visit for the kind of shit they kids.
Also, let's not forget that Jada and Will actually founded their own Scientology-affiliated school, and both Jaden and Willow attended it for a time before it eventually shut down. In 2008, Will and Jada launched a private elementary school known as New Village Leadership Academy. At the time, Will said their goal was simply to build an educational setting where children could enjoy the learning process. However, The school soon faced scrutiny because of its connections to the Church of Scientology. It was later revealed that many staff members were practicing Scientologists, and the school's website even referenced study technology, a teaching approach created by Church of Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard. The school quietly closed its doors in June 2013. Although no official explanation was ever provided, the school faced criticism from parents who raised concerns about some of the Scientology-based teaching methods. So, after hearing all of that, is it really surprising that Jaden turned out the way he did? Considering Will and Jada's parenting style, it's honestly remarkable that something even more troubling hasn't surfaced. But here's the thing, maybe it already has. Over the years, there have been numerous dark allegations surrounding Will and Jaden's relationship. To be clear, these remain only rumors, but many fans felt genuinely uncomfortable after seeing those clips of Will kissing Jaden during interviews. At first, people brushed it off and laughed about it. After all, Will is an entertainer, so most people didn't think much of it. But then it kept happening, even as Jaden got older, and you could clearly see that it seemed to make him visibly uncomfortable.
My son. Is it like that at home or no?
Nah,
no,
not really.
We're very affectionate.
We're very affectionate. He tried to kiss me in the
Have you ever kissed your son on Thai television before?
You're not looking to kiss
Can
my
you kiss
son.
your on Thai television?
I can kiss my son. Jaden, come on.
No.
You know I love him, Ellen. I love him.
I mean, my baby boy, he's never leaving me ever. Ever.
No emancipation for the Smith kid.
It's painless. Come on here.
Come on.
Jaden.
Just keep a smile. Just keep a smile. Just keep a smile.
You can't tell me that isn't incredibly strange. He's not just kissing his son. He's literally planting kisses on his lips whether they're wanted or not. And look, maybe it's completely innocent. Maybe Will simply has an over-the-top sense of humor. But I don't know, something about it doesn't sit right with me. And all I'll say is that some people think it explains a lot about Jaden's behavior. From wanting to become emancipated to these latest rumors about transitioning. But let me know what you think. Is Jaden simply a Nepo kid looking for attention? Or could all of this be the result of something much darker happening behind the scenes? Share your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned for the next video.